Greetings everyone. We are from Group 8 and today we would like to present our poster titled AI in Education, a Revolution or Pathway to Regression. I will begin by introducing Artificial Intelligence or AI. AI refers to technology that can stimulate human intelligence such as learning, thinking, problem solving, and decision making based on data. In education, AI is used in tools like chatbots, intelligent tutoring systems, and automated grading systems to support teaching and learning. These tools help make learning efficient and interactive for students. However, the role of AI in education goes beyond technology alone and is closely linked to global education goals. Next, my groupmate Nubla will continue with the introduction to SDG 4.
Assalamu alaikum and hello, I'm Nubla Hussain and I'll be introducing SDG 4. So SDG 4 is described as quality education, ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning for all. Because we believe that education is the fundamental for a human being to have self-respect and to contribute to society in a positive way. So there are multiple targets that fall under this SDG. Firstly, it is to ensure every individual gets equal access to pre-primary education, to have access to free secondary and primary education, as well as equal access to technical, vocational, and higher education. It is also to, another target is to eliminate discrimination in education, as well as to increase the number of people who have necessary skills to have a stable income. Along with that, another target is to build safe and well-equipped schools around the world, to increase the number of scholarships for higher education in developing countries, as well as to supply developing countries with good access to large number of qualified educators.
Thank you, Nubla. I will be continuing our presentations by sharing how AI supports SDG 4 through two main ways: overcoming language barriers and expanding access to education. Firstly, AI-powered tools have overcome language barriers. With AI translation and speech recognition, students can learn in their own language, no matter the language the lesson was originally taught in. Applications like real-time translator or AI-assisted learning platforms make it easier for students from different backgrounds to understand lessons and materials. This makes classroom more inclusive and help bridge communications on gaps between teachers and students. Secondly, AI supports virtual classrooms that expand access across geographical and socio-economic boundaries. Students who live in rural or remote areas can now learn online using AI-based platforms. This system can adapt to each learner's pace, providing personalized support and feedback. This means that education is no longer limited by location or financial background. Now, everyone has a chance to learn. I will then pass to Nadia.
Thank you, Alia. For the third point, AI supports SDG 4 through adaptive learning system. AI can analyze a student performance, learning pace and strength, then adjust the content accordingly. This means students who learn faster can move ahead, while those who need more time receive additional support. By personalizing learning, AI helps ensure education is more inclusive and equitable, which align directly with the goal of quality education under SDG 4. Moving on to fourth point, AI provides immediate feedback to students. Unlike traditional classroom, where feedback may take days or weeks, AI tools can instantly highlight mistakes, explain concepts, and suggest improvement. This allows students to reflect and correct their understanding in real time, leading to better learning outcomes. Immediate feedback also encourages independent learning and keeps students engaged throughout the learning process.
Artificial intelligence has a significant impact on students' critical thinking. While AI provides quick and convenient answers, it may reduce analytical effort, as students can rely on ready-made outputs instead of thinking independently. Many learners may also accept AI-generated information without questioning its accuracy or bias, shifting learning from information gathering to information verification. Over time, this can lead to cognitive offloading while students depend on AI for memory and reasoning tasks. Younger students are especially more prone to over-reliance on AI, and algorithm bias may further disadvantage marginalized groups if data is uneven or biased. However, when AI is used responsibly for analysis, critique, and discussion, it can support rather than weaken critical thinking. Therefore, the impact of AI depends not on the technology itself, but on how it is guided and used in education.
My name is Mariam, so I'm going to be talking about the phenomenon of cognitive offloading. So cognitive offloading basically is something that happens in our day-to-day lives where we tend to outsource the task of remembering something. For example, we try to remember dates or events using calendars. That's a minor form of cognitive offloading. The one in particular that I would like to highlight is the cognitive offloading that's becoming more common nowadays with the increase in use of AI and large language model tools. So what this does is it causes us to offload the task of critical thinking or idea generation to a AI tool. And this over time causes us to not use our critical thinking as much as we should, which can lead to decrease in our cognitive ability. So next I'm going to be talking about this graph. So this graph talks about the distribution of perceived effort in cognitive activities when using a Gen AI tool compared to not using one. So it's a study conducted on knowledge workers, and it aims to compare the perceived effort that's required when using AI tools versus when not using AI tools. So, for example, the blue parts here, the dark blue and the light blue, they signify that the workers felt they needed much less effort or less effort to do cognitive activities when using AI tools compared to when not using it. So if we look at some of the categories, it's done in 6 categories. When we look at categories such as comprehension and synthesis of information, we see that there is a large number, 78% for comprehension and 77% for synthesis. The 77 and 78% respectively felt that they required less or much less effort when using an AI tool. And for parameters such as analysis and application of knowledge, it's 70% and 71% respectively. Right? So this tells us that a very large number of population of people are finding that using Gen AI tools causes them to put in much less effort into these cognitive tasks. And in particular, the comprehension and synthesis and analysis and application are tasks very highly associated with critical thinking. And so this can lead us to conclude that using Gen AI tools such as ChatGPT, etc., Gemini, etc., leads us to use our cognitive abilities or critical thinking skills to a much lower extent. And it has also been found that higher confidence in AI tools has been associated with less critical thinking. So people who are more confident with using AI tools tend to have or report a lesser degree of critical thinking as compared to the converse, where people with a lower confidence or reliance on AI tools are associated with using more critical thinking. And so we can conclude that using this data that excessive use of AI tools in critical thinking tasks can lead to the decline of critical thinking in our day-to-day lives, and that can impact us negatively.
Thank you, Mahin and Mariam. Now I'll be talking about effective group of AI in education. Well, first, researchers shows that younger participants aged 17 to 25 tend to rely more heavily on AI tools. While these tools can improve efficiency, this age group also demonstrates lower critical thinking scores compared to older learners. This suggests that overdependence on AI may weaken essential thinking and problem-solving skills. However, this impact is not uniform. Individuals with higher level of education attainment shows stronger critical thinking, indicating that education can help reduce some of the negative cognitive effects of AI reliance. Another highly effective group includes students from racially and economically disadvantaged background. AI system in education often reflect bias because of the data used to train them is largely produced by and for white male populations. As a result, this system may perform poorly for students from other racial and social groups. Experts also have highlighted that long-standing inequalities such as limited access to quality school, broadband internet, and digital device worsen this problem. Well, incorrect use of AI data can lead to false positive and false negative. For example, AI may wrongly identify a student as struggling and allocate unnecessary support, wasting limited educational resources.
So I'll be talking about my part. My part focuses on solutions on how we can use AI in ways that strengthen critical thinking instead of weakening it. So first, guided essay is the key. When students are given an AI-generated answers, thinking can stop. But when teachers are guided on how AI is used by asking students to question, compare, evaluate AI outputs, it becomes a tool for thinking rather than a shortcut. In this way, AI critically supports critical thinking instead of replacing it. Second, AI literacy, prompt engineering, and critical thinking needs to be outright taught together. As Walter explains, students shouldn't just use AI, but how to ask good questions, how to recognize bias, check for accuracy, and reflect on results. Writing effective prompts is not just technical, it requires logic, clarity, and evaluation, which are core critical thinking skills. Finally, AI should be used for analysis, critique, and discussion, not just for producing final answers. For example, students can ask AI to present multiple perspectives on an issue, identify weakness in an argument, or debate different solutions. When AI is used as a partner for questioning and reflection, research shows it can actually improve critical thinking rather than harm it. So overall, the solution is not to avoid using AI, but using it intentionally with guidance and education, so it becomes a tool for developing our critical thinking and rather than replacing it.
Hi, my name is Nisrina Tasnim Fauziah Saleh, and now I will explain the part of conclusion in the poster. So I would say that AI has a great potential to support SDG 4 by expanding access to education through virtual classroom, overcoming language with translation tools, and providing interactive learning. However, it's not always impact and positive. Over-reliance on AI can weaken memory skills and reduce critical thinking. Students also risk accepting AI output without questioning its accuracy. Therefore, the future of AI in education depends on responsible and purposeful use on person. When combined with AI literacy, prompting techniques, and critical thinking, AI can be a powerful tool for analysis, discussion, and verification, helping students not only learn more efficiently but also can make a student learn deeply, knows about more information deeply than before. Ultimately, AI is not a teacher but a tool, and its true values lies in how we choose it. So, we need to use AI depends on how we need, but not for cheating like in exam or something like that. But if want to learn for exam, it's okay. I think that's a good choice to learn if you cannot learn by a book. So I think that's all from me. Thank you and goodbye.